Whoever is left holding the bonus card places it face up in front of them. Hey, it's Skip, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play a little game called Hands Down, a set collecting speed game for 3 or 4 players. If it's your first time visiting the channel, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell so you're notified about new games every week. This is not the first edition of Hands Down. The first was released in 1964. I got mine in the mid-90s from my aunt, and I remember her telling me that she played the game when she was a kid. Out of the box of the newest edition, you will get an instruction pamphlet, a 41 card deck, and the Slamomatic. In this game, the objective is to collect as many sets of possible, a set being 2 cards of the same rank. There are 4 of each number in the deck, and there is 1 bonus card. At the end of the game, each set will be worth 1 point, and the bonus card will be worth 2. Place the Slamomatic in the center of the playing space. Shuffle the cards and deal 4 to each player. Don't let your opponent see your hand. The rest of the deck is placed face down to make a draw pile. On your turn, first draw a card from the draw pile. Then you have 3 options. First, look at your hand and see if you have any sets of 2. If you do, slap your hand and say, "Hands down." All the other players must then slap their hand as quickly as possible. Whichever paddle is on top shows who slapped their hand last. The player who called hands down now lays their set on the table for all to see. Without looking at their opponent's cards, they draw 1 card from the person who slapped their hand last. Now, if the same player has another set, they call hands down again and slap their hand down. This can continue for as long as the player is capable of playing sets. The second option is called a fake out. At any time during your turn, whether you have sets in your hand or not, you may fake a hands down. To do this, pretend that you are going to slam down your hand, but do not slap it or even touch it. Any other player who touches their hand or slams it down completely has 1 card drawn from their hand by the faker. You can go for the fake out as many times as you want on your turn. The third option is to pass. If you do not have any matches and you don't want to attempt a fake out, simply say pass to end your turn. Now let's talk about fouls. If you attempt to initiate a hands down but fail to get your paddle down all the way, or if you go for a fake out and accidentally touch your hand, your turn ends immediately. You do not get to play any sets. If an opponent touches or slams their hand down during your turn before you get the chance to initiate a hands down or get your paddle down first, they are penalized by allowing you to draw 1 card from their hand, and then you continue your turn. Once the draw pile is empty, players will start their turn by taking a card from an opponent's hand. And if you ever begin your turn with no cards, draw 2 instead of 1. Once all of the sets have been played to the table, the game ends. Whoever is left holding the bonus card places it face up in front of them. Each set is worth 1 point, and the bonus card is worth 2 points. Whoever has the most points wins the game. In case of a tie, add up the card value from each set you've collected. So a set of 5s is worth 5 points, a set of 10s is worth 10 points, and so on. In this case, the bonus card is worth 20 points. Whoever has the most points wins the tie. And that's how to play Hands Down. I think this is a fun little game. It's a nice mashup of Go Fish and Slapjack and Old Maid, except that extra bonus card is a positive instead of a negative. The biggest downside is that you have to have 3 or 4 players. It just doesn't work with 2 because the opposite player will always be the last person to slam down their paddle. Yes, this game can absolutely be played with a regular deck of playing cards. But the Slamomatic offers a nice tactile element to the game, plus it allows people to slam their hands down safely, not hitting it on the table or on top of each other's hands. The paddles give just enough to keep people from hurting themselves, and it gives an obvious cue of who slapped their paddle down last. Hasbro gets bonus points for allowing you to store your cards and the instruction booklet in the unit itself, which is something the older version did not do. All in all, I think kids and families are going to have a blast with Hands Down. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep on playing.